The latest now on Friday's murder of a tomball man here in Brazos County. This afternoon, authorities revealed that the victim's brother has admitted to that killing. Clifford Wischnewsky awaiting transport back from New Mexico, where the 27-year-old was eventually arrested early Saturday morning after fleeing our area. Authorities in Carlsbad found him, a girlfriend, and the vehicle he stole from his brother. Clifford Wischnewsky had apparently traveled with his younger brother, thinking he was going to pay $14,000 for some ATVs in our area. Instead, he was shot off Highway 21 in Brazos County late Thursday night, allegedly and now admittedly by brother Kyle. The capital murder charge he now faces is just the latest in a litany of past criminal history. Since 1999, authorities say Kyle has faced 18 separate charges in the state of Texas, along with some in Oklahoma. Burglary, theft, deadly conduct, and aggravated assault of a public servant are among them. The Wischnewsky's brother's mom told police that Kyle had said he wouldn't go back to prison. He now could face life without parole there or the death penalty. Cassie Wischnewsky is Clifford's ex-wife. She is kind enough to join us from Bryan this afternoon. First of all, Cassie, we send along our condolences for the loss in your family. When did you hear the news? How did you hear it?
I actually heard it from a friend of mine per phone. And it all got started from when Cliff's son contacted my daughter. No one could get in touch with him, and that's when I then proceeded to make phone calls, and that's when I found out.
And from there, where did you go with informing other family members and friends of this? Was there a certain person or people that you called first?
Yes, there was. There was a very dear friend of Cliff and ours that lived down the street from us years ago, and she actually contacted a very dear friend of Cliff's, and no one had heard from him as well. And a friend of Cliff's had contacted her back stating, because she was inquiring as well, that no one could find him. And then she contacted me and relayed what had happened.
When you heard that apparently, allegedly, and now admittedly that it was his brother that did this, was there a thought that, yeah, he was capable of doing something like this, or was this just a complete shocker?
Not a complete shock to me. I've known Kyle for 12 years, and I know his criminal history. And I had told Cliff about 2 months prior to this incident that his brother was still the same way and that he had not changed, and to not hang out with him. And I was unaware of Kyle's record that is out now recently for these warrants that he had.
How did Cliff feel about his brother? Obviously, they did continue to hang out. Was it a case that Clifford was helping Kyle in this time after he had been released from these charges?
Yes, Cliff had been helping Kyle for a while. He was going to give him a bike of his to ride back and forth to work. I know that Cliff had given him money on several occasions to help out. And such a tragedy for him to turn his back on his own brother.
Absolutely. But and you said you had conversations, though, with your ex-husband, telling him that you did not believe that he had changed. What gave you that feeling?
I'm sorry?
What gave you the feeling that Kyle had not, in fact, changed his ways from when he had been committing these previous crimes?
He hasn't changed at all. I mean, he's still the same. He has an extensive history, and I think Cliff just put trust in him, hoping that he had changed, and the case is he never did.
Did you believe he was capable of murder, though?
To his own brother, no, but to others, absolutely.
The police are now saying, authorities are now saying that they do not believe that any other people were involved in this. I know that apparently Kyle's girlfriend, I don't even know what their relationship necessarily is, but this other woman, I guess, was with him in New Mexico. Do you believe that it was just Kyle and Kyle alone on this?
When the incident occurred, I do believe he was alone. But as far as the girlfriend, I believe in my heart. Kyle has had a relationship with her for quite some time, even though he was in and out of jail. She was always there for him, and she's been in trouble with him in the past. So absolutely, I feel in my heart she knew exactly what was going on.
One of the reasons that you are here in our area today, obviously talking with authorities, but also there's a dog that is also involved in this, MARLEY, who was, I guess, very, very valuable and big in your ex-husband's life. Can you talk about why you're here and trying to find this dog?
Actually, Cliff has 2 children, Brett and Lauren. And MARLEY was a big part of their life, as well as Cliff. If you didn't see Cliff, you wouldn't see MARLEY. Anytime Cliff would go somewhere to work, whether it be a friend's or anywhere, MARLEY was always with him. Meant the world to the kids. And to have lost Cliff in such a tragic way, and to know how someone, after murdering him, could dump an animal as well is just horrifying.
Yeah, authorities are now saying that they believe that Kyle did, in fact, drop the dog off shortly after, about 5 miles away from where this incident took place. And so now you guys are searching for this animal.
Yes, sir, we are. We are currently searching. We've been searching today. I got maybe a possible lead. Maybe she was in Palestine in a parking lot. I got a phone call today. The lady called her by name, and she turned and looked, and she walked away, and the lady called her name again, and MARLEY stopped and turned and looked and then took off. So she could be absolutely anywhere. I mean, the limits are just to go on, but we're trying desperately to bring her back home to these kids.
And MARLEY is wearing a collar and does have a microchip as well, if anybody is to come across, whether it is in the Palestine area or somewhere else. Before we let you go, ma'am, what would you have our viewers know about Clifford now that this incident has happened? Obviously, he's from Tomball, he's a business owner, but for those who didn't know him, what should they know about Clifford?
He was an amazing person, never met a stranger, loved life, was happy, and would do anything in the world for anyone. He was always a giver and never a taker.
Cassie, we very much appreciate your time today for taking time out to speak with us, and of course we hope that there's success in your search for not only maybe some closure and some comfort, but also for MARLEY. Thank you so much for being with us today. We do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.